Well, hello, hello, and welcome back, y'all. Today we are going to work on a build for Chocolate Cake Day. How much better does it get than chocolate cake? I don't know. So, first, a little history.
In America, chocolate was consumed primarily as a beverage until the 1830s or 40s. Chocolate cakes, as we think of them today, mostly did not exist then. According to the Dover Post, the chocolate cake was born in 1765 when a doctor and chocolate maker teamed up in an old mill. They ground up cocoa beans between huge millstones to make a thick syrup. The liquid was poured into molds shaped like cakes, which were meant to be transformed into a beverage. A popular Philadelphia cookbook author, Eliza Leslie, published the earliest chocolate cake recipe in 1847 in the Lady's Receipt Book. Unlike chocolate cakes we know today, this recipe used chopped chocolate. Other cooks of the time, such as Sarah Tyson Rohrer and Maria Parloa, all made contributions to the development of the chocolate cake and were prolific authors of cookbooks. The first boxed cake mix was created by a company called O. Duff and Sons in the late 1920s. Betty Crocker released their first dry cake mixes in 1947.
And if you want to know more, make sure you go to nationaldaycalendar.com. Now, let's get into the build, y'all. Alrighty, well, this is going to be a fun one. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted it to represent Chocolate Cake Day. So I dug into my brain and I remembered a build that Karen and Connie did, which was a cake. Now I knew that I wasn't going to be able to make a cake anywhere near what they made because their cake was fantastic. If you get a chance, go watch the video. It's amazing. In any case, I decided to throw up some circular rooms, stack them up on top of each other, throw up some chocolate colored walls, and make it look like a chocolate cake. So I did. However, as we all know that have worked with circular rooms, it is not the easiest thing in the world to work with. And I struggled so hard, it wasn't even funny. I laugh now, but at the time, well, yeah, at the time I was still laughing too because I was like, why did I do this to myself? I did this to myself. But then I was trying to think, okay, I need something to look like icing around the edge of each layer. And that's when I went with the roof trims. And I think it worked out okay. I don't think it didn't turn out too bad. I think it worked out just fine. But the interior was, well, that was another story. I I went back and forth, and the one thing that I wanted more than anything to work, which was the fireplace, to make smoke come out of the smokestack. I will explain later in the video, so make sure you stay tuned so that you do not make the same mistakes that I did. But laying out the floor plan with the bedroom and the bathroom upstairs was just, my original idea just wasn't going to work. So I had to come up with something else, and I just moved things around here and there. And I think eventually I did make it work fine. It's functional at least, with the exception of the fireplace. But everything is functional and everything looks cohesive, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but it's all functional. And that's the most important part. What it looks like is a different story. That'll be up to you to decide if it looks good or if it looks bad. I think the main floor looks pretty good. And I do believe that the second floor bedroom area looks pretty good. But the rest of it, yeah, it's hit or miss. You'll have to let me know down below what you think. In any case, we're just about ready for the walkthrough, so don't go anywhere. Just blink, y'all. Okie dokie, y'all. I did it. I can't believe I did it, but I did it. Look at, look. It looks so cool. I'm so proud of myself. I will admit I had the hardest time with the exterior of this house because it's a cake, right? So what do I do with all these blank walls? I had no idea. Being that they're rounded walls made it even more difficult. So I wanted to decorate it like a cake, but I'm no Karen and Connie. I can't do that. And if I tried, I would absolutely drive myself insane. So I did the best I could. And I started with this little front section here, added the flowering vines with a few other vines, and then the floral stuff down here, a little bit of landscaping, and it looked really cute. So I wondered, what would it look like if I did it all the way around the house? So I did. And when I was done and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, that looks like cake decorations. Okay, I will stick with that. So I tweaked it here and there and everything. And then I remembered that I had a fireplace in the house. Well, what happens when you have a fireplace in a chimney? Smoke comes out of the chimney. What else does smoke come from? Candles on a cake. So I added these chimney stacks here all the way around, as you can see. And I thought, okay, so when the fireplace is lit, the candles will smoke. I thought that was a fantastic idea. I loved it so much. But here's the problem. Circle walls. Yeah. So I have the candles. They're not lit. The fireplace is lit, but the candles aren't. I'll, yeah, I'll explain that here in a minute. But anyway, let's go inside. So we walk in through the door, and you have your stairs that go up into the bedroom area, which is fine. And then over here, you've got a little entry table with some stuff. You've got the living room over here and the fireplace with some sofas. And the coloring, the lighting in this house is so weird and it's so off, and I can't figure out what the problem is, but whatever. I did the best I could. The problem with the fireplace, she can't light the fireplace here because you see this corner right here, this tall protruding corner. That corner is where the rounded section ends. So because that is behind the rounded section on the wall, for what I'm guessing, she cannot light the fireplace. So I took the fireplace out. I put it over there in this open space. She lit the fireplace. I put the fireplace back. It still did not make my chimneys smoke. So I don't, if you guys can figure it out, and if you do figure it out, please let me know, because I want to know what I did or what I can do in the future. Rounded walls kind of suck sometimes. I like the idea of it, but they really kind of sucked when you're building. However, since this is a chocolate cake house, I did use as much chocolate inside the house, as many dark colors as I could. We do have a shoe-free home. Key, you're welcome. Or I'm sorry, whichever way you want to look at it. But here we have the little dining room. I was going to put the kitchen cabinets on the exterior wall and then have like a bar here in the middle, but round walls. That wasn't going to work. So I put it on the flat wall and then put the bar counters over here. I think it worked out great. I absolutely love how this turned out. I think it looks really, really cool. We'll take a top-down look at the end, but I think this turned out really cool. And I do have a fork and spoon, so I did not forget that. This door takes you out back, and then in here we have the bathroom. Now, I did not want wood floors in the bathroom. However, rounded walls. Yep, rounded walls wouldn't allow me to only do the bathroom area as tile. So, same thing with the walls. Rounded walls won't allow me to do what I want to do. So, paneling it was. And then this wall right here, it's stuck out. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't now that I've got stuff on it, but it's stuck out of the exterior wall by like just a hair, but you could see it. So I made this wall here the same color as the exterior wall, and I think it worked out just fine. And then the ceilings are all dark brown as well. Because, why? Because it is a chocolate cake house. Now we're going to go upstairs, up the concrete stairs. Don't ask me. I don't know. This is the landing. Oops. Let's go this way. This is the landing, and you have, a little bookcase over there with some decor and some plants. A little bit of pictures here and there. Now, there's only one. What's happening? I'm going the wrong way. There's only one door, and that goes into the main bedroom. I love how this bedroom turned out. It is not perfect. If the coloring is off, if I picked the wrong swatch, I'm sorry. The coloring was just off in this house, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm guessing, you guessed it, rounded walls screwed me up. So, but we've got plenty of light in here. I put all the lights on maximum intensity on the white light, so it's not moody lighting. But I love the curtains, and we've got a little photo collage over there. And this is her or their main bathroom. And I did test everything. She can't get in the shower, so yay for that. You're welcome. And then one more floor. We go up these stairs slowly and then quickly. And then this is the office area with computer, bunch of bookcases. She can't access all the bookcases, but she only needs one to access, so that is quite all right. And I put in some curtains that I made smaller by 2. I hate the glitching, so that they would fit on the windows. We're just gonna creep out of there. And that's the whole thing, y'all. We got a swing set out back. We've got a grill and a patio table so that you can sit and have a little bit of a snack. Let me get out of that mode. I did over here in this corner, as you saw in the speed build portion, covered up the rest of that because the railing doesn't connect to the house. And there was that hole. You can see it. There's a hole right there. So that's why I put the plants there. That's why I have all this extra bushes and stuff there in the corner. But I covered it up, and that is what matters. I do also have a ceiling fan out here with a tiny saucer light in the middle to give you all the light you need at night. So here is your nighttime view. Back patio is lit up. The front porch is lit up. If we take a look top down, here is the here is the office area. Here is the second floor with the bedroom and the master bathroom. And this is the main floor. The main floor does look a little empty, I will admit, but I didn't know what else to put in. Except for one thing, a trash can. And there it is. So I filled up a little bit more space. Anywho, this was actually a lot of fun to do. The lighting kind of sucks. And again, I think it's because see, look, here there's lighting in the bathroom. This is what the floor should look like in this space, and it doesn't. Same thing up here. The bedroom and the bathroom are fine, but where the stairwell is, isn't. And that's not right either. So I, don't know what the problem is. I don't know why that happened. I'm going to say rounded walls. So anywho, there you go. There's your chocolate cake house. Candles included. If you like what you saw, hit like, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions down below. And if you haven't already, please do feel free to subscribe. And until next time, y'all, have fun.